curse of Canaan is the curse of inferiority. Ham proved this by his actions that he was inferior to his brothers. Cain did the same thing. By his actions or fruit, he proved that he wasn't as good or didn't desire to be good. This is the premise of hip hop. The desire to celebrate being less than and not desiring to measure up to moral standards. That's what hip hop is. The inferiority in Ham made his lineage serve lesser gods to try to fight against God. They celebrated evil as cultural. Hip hop culture repeats this pattern. Hip hop is proud of being high, using drugs, being a criminal, proud of sexual folly and irresponsible parenting, proud of lewd attire and unkept grooming styles, proud of ignorance, bad grammar, bad grades, bad intentions, bad desires, and calling bad things good. Ham all the way in America. Hip-hop culture through music has been able to birth the curse of Canaan and Egypt into young people all over the world. Yeah, this is a real hip-hop rapper. That's Sabibi. He's a new rapper, but he's big. When you claim the lineage of and pray to the ancestors, Egyptian or Canaan, for power, strength, prestige, and success, you bring the curse into your blood. This begins to change your appearance to the cursed ones and not the kings and queens before them. So you can't go claim that you are a descendant of a Pharaoh without claiming the curse on Pharaoh. They are cursed by God. So the minute you go to claiming your ancestry, you bring the curse. God cursed Egypt and Canaan. So all that pray to them or mimic their customs receive Nephilim spirit entities, along with their behaviors, appearances, and unfortunately, their doom. Yeah, all of a sudden, all the Negro boys got braids, multicolored braids. Let's see what the Bible said. God's biblical exception for long hair on men was the Nazirite vow. Numbers says, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them that either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of the Lord. So it's a vow of separation. This is when a person separates themselves from the general public and dedicated themselves to the Lord by being unkept. Grooming was important to God. Grooming was important to God. Can I say that again? Grooming was important to God, and he gave instructions for how his people should appear. The heathen nations operated in direct defiance and changed the rules that God set in place. Yeah, I warned y'all, I warned the world that this was going to happen. The church is full of it now. Every musician, every singer, every performer got the long braid, all their hair braided. I'm about to tell you. Demons like to be seen and usually alter the appearance of their host to reflect their presence. It's very easy to spot the demonically possessed that are operating in defiance. The goth culture, hip-hop culture, Rastafarian, Egyptian cultures, etc., all usually have appearance markers to signify who they belong to. But these are, in fact, spirits living in them, influencing their appearance to signal and show their presence. Let me dig a little deeper then, because somebody ain't in agreement. This boy got a bonnet on. Lord help him. Why not? Why not? His head is covered. You know why his head is covered? Because the Bible said it's a shame for a man's head to be covered. That's why he has a covering that looks like hair. That's what a bonnet does. It is shaped so it can still look like your hair on your head. Yeah, and he got that from Big Mama, out of her top drawer. And these brothers, look at their hair, man. I mean, look how much time does it take to do your hair like that? That's vanity sitting in a chair that long. But let me go deeper, see, because folks is like, you just don't like them. Music, entertainment, athletes, TV, stars, and even Christian artists are forwarding this agenda into the churches and lives of the Christian black males. Braids, locks, weaves, etc. on men is usually a sign of emasculation by a female, vanity, inferiority, or the most common occurrence, father-provoked wrath. Men with long hair may have a tough time submitting to God and will usually distance themselves from this kind of message and from sound doctrine teachers that are bold enough to speak against it. Well, why would a sound doctrine teacher speak against it? Look at it. This is here and that is there. This is where it came from. You didn't even know that the cursed ones from Egypt was walking around with their hair like this. Their hair is mimicking animal gods. They do their hair in the shape of the gods they worship. Yeah, there's a reason it's here all of a sudden. After morality has declined and the power of God is no longer active in a lot of places, a lot of churches. Everybody bucking and shouting and making noise. And that's where all of this was able to just walk in. Oh, I'm going to talk about it. I got you in here now. Let's see what the Bible says about it. 1 Corinthians 11:14, doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a shame unto him? Let me go over here because I didn't get the response I needed over there. Let me go over here. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man has long hair? Now what you doing in the church and the Bible says your hair shouldn't look like that? Watch this. It's about to get good. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. Ain't it pretty? Oh, this the one right here. They gonna get me for this one, Palace. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. You didn't understand that, so let me use the Message version to break it down a little bit for you. I hope you're not going to be argumentative about this. All God's churches see it this way. I don't want you standing out as an exception. Just take them off. Just let them fall all the way down. Take them off. Take them off. A sign of emasculation in prison is sagging pants, no shirt, and braided hair. That's how you make a woman in prison where there are no women. These trends flooded the streets because of imprisoned fathers and were popularized by hip-hop culture. However, the curse of this practice goes back even further. The curse of the Egyptian states that Isaiah walked around naked as a sign and wonder upon Egypt and Ethiopia. Ooh, I'm preaching. Same curse is forwarded to this generation when they are victims of the ancestral prayers to Africa and the cursed hip-hop culture. Isaiah 23, and the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah walked around naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia, so shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptian prisoners and the Ethiopian captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their what? To the shame of Egypt. We in it now. Tattoos are so popular now that people are afraid to tell the truth about it. God forbade his people to make cuttings or print marks upon themselves, according to Leviticus 19 and 28. This was because demons and spirits identified themselves through body modifications. The pagan nations were heavily into marking, cutting, painting, and modifying their appearance to show the entities that were in charge of them. Boom! African mask body art represents an invisible reality. During religious rituals, masks and various paint designs have the function of representing the supernatural. It is for this reason that they are never really realistic about the features they wear. An African mask and paint designs may have some features of a human face and body, but they are always other non-human elements inspired by nature or by the animal world, because they worship animals. In the 70s, we as Negroes brought all kinds of African ritual masks, statues, and art in our homes that glorified the cursed ones and their entities. These objects opened up our people to spirits that brought divorce, wedlock births, deadbeat fathers, promiscuous mothers, etc. into our communities, which handed our children over to hip-hop. Tattoos are now the permanent marking that removable masks and paints used to represent. Oh, he getting high. He getting so high, he gonna reach the sky. I mean, they didn't even have to ask him to pose. He like, hey, y'all do whatever you want with that camera. Egyptians and Canaanites used potions and tonics to empower them to tap into the spiritual realm and summon entities. They boiled herbs, smoked herbs, and ate various toxic herbs to get high enough to talk to the dead, fight off other spirits, and get messages from ancestors. Weed and other drugs are not only popular now, but in most cases legal. Sorcery is pharmakia in the Bible, and getting high is the most powerful way to summon entities into your life. These spirits bring depression, anxiety, misfortune, bad people, and constant frustration with your life when you aren't high. So once you're smoking, you get depressed when you're not. Hip-hop culture has made smoking weed, drinking lean, and taking pills normal. Demons have full access to a person that's high. African voodoo shaman make money from potions and formulas that do nothing but harm the body. This same witchcraft spirit is in America, and they are able to make profit and get rich off drugs that prolong the problem but never solve it. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or the gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord. This is what he said to Achan, because Achan went and got the stuff from the people they were supposed to have been fighting and hid it under his tent. And God said, man, don't touch none of it, no matter how good it looks.